In the early days of drag racing, I started in 1953 going to Santa Ana Drag Strip, which is now Orange County John Wayne Airport. And they had a quarter mile with a flag starter, C.J. Hart out there. And that's where I first started taking my mother's 53 Oldsmobile. And that's where I started drag racing. And it went from there up into the competition area where you needed more protection. Well, back in the early days, we thought that the safety equipment that we all wore leather because the motorcycles did, and we thought that was the thing to do until there's a fire. If you have a fire, leather's the worst thing you can have on. It just melts it right to your skin. So Bill Simpson came along in Torrance, California with a little sewing machine in his garage, started making stuff out of silver Nomex and stuff, and boots and gloves and thicknesses of fire suits. And then, of course, we learned the hard way on everything, people getting burned up. And then they had to go to thicker, better material that would handle high temperature for a short period of time. And it kept getting better all the time. And then that's what happened in the early days. At the end of the fire stuff, as we were fixing ourselves to keep from getting burned up with the leather face mask and everything, one of the things that Simpson made, they came out, we were running headers on these cars called zoomies, weed burner zoomies, that would come down like this. And a guy came out from Rocketdyne one time, an engineer, and said that we were wasting the thrust coming out of the pipes. So he said, why don't you make a header? And we called it a zoomie that would come up and back, which would put down pressure on the tires and also give you forward motion. Well, that was really good. The first time we tried them, we couldn't breathe because the exhaust was coming back in the cockpit. So I went to the store and got one of those painter masks with the screw-on capsules that you do when you paint houses. And I had Simpson sew it into a face mask, and it worked perfectly. And after that, he sold thousands of them. Everybody wore those. So we would wear that. Then we would put the open face helmet over the face mask. When they went to the full face helmet, they didn't wear the face mask anymore. But that was another thing that really helped fires.